Happening now, an investigation into New York's governor is underway. We have the latest. Plus, what prominent health officials have been recognized for their work during the pandemic.
Well, we have some widespread snow moving into the area early this afternoon. That's going to continue through tomorrow. Then temperatures are on a warming trend. Next week, we'll talk about it and more as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo's coronavirus task force is under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office and FBI. That according to the Albany Times-Union, who reports the probe involves how the task force handled nursing homes and long-term care facilities during the pandemic. The outlet says the U.S. Attorney's Office investigation is in its early stages and is focusing on the actions of senior task force members. The publication also notes that no allegations of wrongdoing have been made. Governor Cuomo and his administration have come under fire after a report released by the New York Post detailed a February 10th conference call between New York legislators and the governor's office. The report led to allegations the governor's office withheld information about nursing home deaths throughout the pandemic.
We have 613 nursing homes in the state. 365 received a person from a hospital. Of the 365 that received a person from this March 25th guidance, which was then superseded in May, 98% of those 365 already had COVID in their facility. COVID did not get into the nursing homes by people coming from hospitals. COVID got into the nursing homes by staff walking into the nursing home.
These were Governor Andrew Cuomo's first public comments since the release of a partial transcript of a meeting between his top aide and lawmakers. According to the transcript, Secretary to the Governor Melissa DeRosas apologized to legislators for denying in releasing information they asked for back in August. Coming up, more on an effort to remove Cuomo's emergency powers and new allegations he threatened a state lawmaker. Well, a COVID-19 vaccination clinic in Cattaraugus County has been postponed due to vaccine shipment delays. The Cattaraugus County Health Department tells us the clinic, which was scheduled for today at the Seneca Allegheny Casino Event Center in Salamanca, will now take place next Thursday, February 25th. The vaccine shipment's delivery, officials say, was delayed by inclement weather nationwide. Anyone who had an appointment should report next week during the same time slot at the casino's event center. Well, a new warning from top U.S. health officials about coronavirus variants. Mandy Gaither explains a new report which suggests those mutations could lead to a rapid rise in COVID-19 cases if Americans become complacent.
All eyes on the highly contagious coronavirus variants as more mutations are identified in the U.S.
I know these variants are concerning, especially as we're seeing signs of progress. I'm talking about them today because I am concerned too.
While COVID-19 cases are falling in the U.S., two new reports by the CDC warn the variants could cause a rapid rise in COVID-19 cases. In one report, researchers from the CDC and Minnesota Health Department detailed cases of the variant first identified in the UK. Earlier modeling data suggested this variant, which may be more transmissible, could become the predominant variant in the United States in March. And officials are urging people to take action to reduce spread.
When your turn to get vaccinated comes up, get vaccinated. It's not only good for you and your family and your community, it will have a very important impact on the dynamics of the outbreak in our country.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is now saying it'll be May or June before all Americans could have access to COVID vaccines. Originally, he said it would be April. However, the rollout of Johnson & Johnson's single-dose COVID vaccine will be much slower than expected because of a production miscommunication. I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. Experts say the same prevention methods can help slow the spread of variants, including wearing a mask, social distancing, and hand washing. Well, the Chautauqua County's public health director has been recognized by the community for her work throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Public Health Director Christine Schuyler was nominated by multiple residents, part of the county's COVID-19 Heroes program. In a video posted online, Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell announced the news this week. He thanked Schuyler and her team for their work throughout the pandemic, a job Wendell says is often thankless.
She has helped give consistent, clear messaging from the County Health Department, which continues throughout now our vaccination process. I personally have worked with Christine as part of our COVID-19 response team. And again, I would personally like to say thank you for all of your hard work during our COVID-19 pandemic.
To nominate a COVID-19 hero, simply visit the county's website. So far, over 80 nominations have been submitted. The county executive is celebrating them in daily videos posted on the county's Facebook page. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we get a check of some local headlines around the area. Certainly well-deserved for County Health Director Christine Schuyler, who, as Wendell mentioned, really has taken center stage in trying to educate people coming on our program, speaking with us, and really taking the lead during several press conferences, which, if you think about it, almost a year ago, a little under a year ago this time, that's really what the news was, right? It was COVID-19 updates streamed live there, and taking questions from reporters at times where no one really knew what the answers were, and still to this day we shake our heads sometimes. Not at them, but at the fact that things do change so quickly. Great to see Linda, good to see Tammy, good to see Deanna, great to see Connie and Deborah as well. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. Great to see TR, Joseph, and Alberta as well. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, now let's get a check of our first defense weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. Hey, Dakota.
Happy Tuesday. Thursday. It's like 2 days behind myself there.
Back.
I know. Tuesday was, we don't want to live in the past of what happened Monday and Tuesday. But this is a live look over Mayville, and you can see the snow falling right now. This is widespread aerial snow. This is another storm system that's heading across the East Coast, and we're wrapped up in the back edge of the snow. So everybody, if you're watching us right now, and you live in Western New York, the Southern Tier, or Northwestern Pennsylvania, you have snow. That's basically just the way it is across the region right now. And the snow is spreading from south to north with that storm system. The snow is going to continue through the afternoon today, and it may mix with a few sleet. It may mix with a little bit of sleet overnight and tomorrow. 27 was the high yesterday. We bottomed out at 15, so not as cold as recent nights. 57 and 28 below zero are the record highs and lows. So through the afternoon today, a good amount of clouds scattered to widespread snow showers through the day. We'll pick up about 1 to 2 inches of overall accumulation. Not too bad, but a chilly afternoon, 22 to 31. The average high this time of the year is 35. And speaking about that average high of 35, we could get close to it and maybe even exceed it by this time next week. We'll tell you about it in detail with that 42 degrees and sunny 7-day forecast later in the show. Justin?
Bring it on, Dakota. We'll take the warm temperatures.
Now, you see, now everybody's happy.
Right. Now we love you. It just varies. It's
we
like the weather.
talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, check out the show if you haven't seen it. Well, more now on Governor Andrew Cuomo's controversy. A New York lawmaker claiming the governor threatened him. Democratic Assemblyman Ron Kim alleges Cuomo called him last week and threatened to, quote, destroy his career if Kim did not help Cuomo deal with the nursing home scandal. Now, according to Kim, Cuomo wanted him to make a statement denying alleged comments made by Melissa DeRosas. Well, DeRosas is the top aide whose comments kicked off this whole thing. She told state lawmakers the Cuomo administration was concerned about a potential federal investigation, and that's why it delayed sharing COVID-related death toll numbers of nursing home residents. Well, Cuomo's advisor now denying that he threatened to destroy Kim. And as that back and forth over the nursing home controversy pushes on, Republicans are advancing an amendment to several times in order to remove Governor Andrew Cuomo's emergency pandemic powers. Well, now Democrats in New York State Senate and Assembly have drafted legislation to do the same. New York State Capitol correspondent Karina Capabianca has the governor's heated response.
A group of Democrats in the state assembly have sent out this letter asking colleagues on both sides of the aisle to join on to legislation to remove the governor's emergency powers. The letter, signed by Assemblyman Ron Kim and others, references a criminal use of power by the Cuomo administration to allegedly hide nursing home data. Senator Alessandra Biaggi is the legislation's Senate sponsor.
I believe it was time to roll them back a long time ago, and I've been calling for this for a while, but I think now it's very clear to a majority of people that it's time to do that.
Governor Cuomo fired back at Assemblyman Kim.
I obstructed justice, says Assemblyman Kim and several other legislators. That's a lie.
In a statement, Assemblyman Kim responded, "The governor can smear me all he wants in an effort to distract us from his fatally incompetent management." Meanwhile, Assembly Republican leader Will Barkley says he will sign on to Kim and Biaggi's legislation.
Now with this nursing home scandal that seems to be enveloping the governor, I think the fact that they also want to realize that this is the right thing to do, we say we welcome aboard and we'll join them in that fight to try to rescind some of these executive powers.
Senate Democrats had a discussion last Friday about next steps when it comes to the governor's emergency powers. In Albany, Karina Capabianca.
Karina, thank you. The bill could go up for a vote as early as next week. We'll, of course, continue to follow this and provide updates. Next here, what new numbers say about Chautauqua County's economy? And later, we hear from a local business that's trying to help Jamestown police keep the streets safe. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues on this pretty snowy afternoon.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now. You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Sales tax collections in Chautauqua County was down 5% last month. That's according to statistics released by the New York State Comptroller's Office. Overall, the county collected $5.2 million. That down from $5.5 million in January 2020. Statewide, tax revenue collected by local governments was down 5.9% compared to a similar period last year. Collections were down $95 billion from the year prior, though less than the 8.4% drop in December and the double-digit decline of the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. Analysts say the news is a sign the economy is still stuck in neutral as the pandemic continues to grind on. Sales tax is vital for local governments as a revenue source used to offset tax increases elsewhere in their budget, such as property tax. The state is seeking billions of dollars in federal aid to recoup some of the lost revenue. Well, House Democrats are ready to move on with President Biden's COVID relief plan. As Caitlin Collins reports, the full House may pass the legislation as soon as next week, but it could face some hurdles in the Senate.
On track to get his coronavirus relief bill passed by next month, President Biden said today Republicans who don't support it are making a mistake.
I asked a rhetorical question. Those who oppose the plan, what don't they like? What particular program don't they like?
As lawmakers are putting together the final legislation, Biden said voters are on his side with the $1.9 trillion proposal.
I learned based on the polling data they want everything that's in the plan. Not a joke. Everything is in the plan.
Hi, everyone. Still dealing with the crisis of the moment, the White House gave its most direct answer yet on whether they believe schools can safely reopen without vaccinating teachers first.
Neither the president nor the vice president believe that it is a requirement. It's not a requirement to reopen schools, but they believe that teachers should be prioritized.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki endorsing the conclusion from the CDC after top White House officials had avoided doing so.
The states are making decisions individually about where they will be on the list of who gets vaccinated. I believe they should be a priority. The president believes they should be a priority.
Last night, Biden corrected the record after a top aide defined his goal of reopening a majority of schools within his first 100 days as having kids in class at least one day per week.
There was a mistake in the communication. What I'm talking about is I said opening the majority of schools in K through 8th grade because they're the easiest to open, the most needed to be open in terms of the impact on children and families having to stay home.
After a second grader told her mom she was worried about getting COVID-19 and dying, Biden sought to reassure her.
But don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. You're going to be fine. And we're going to make sure mommy's fine too.
Biden pledged that there will be enough vaccine doses for all Americans by July, but he was less optimistic about when Americans can expect life to return to normal.
By next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today.
Biden also reiterated his support for raising minimum wage to $15 an hour.
It's about doing it gradually.
Caitlin, thank you. Moderate Democrats have said they don't want to raise, including in his relief bill, while progressives have pushed for it. Biden is also feeling the heat from some progressives today after quickly rejecting a plan to wipe away $50,000 in student loan debt. Well, the Internal Revenue Service says it sent out all 147 million checks from December's stimulus package. The IRS was required to issue the $600 payment by mid-January so it could move on to process this year's tax returns. Eligible people who have moved or changed bank accounts may not have received the money yet, but they can claim it in their 2020 tax return. In total, about $142 billion was sent out to help Americans. Congress is considering a third round of payments, as mentioned. Lawmakers hope to get that legislation passed by mid-March. Well, you don't have to be a Samel to enjoy a glass or carfy of vino, because today is National Wine Day. Woo! Celebrated every year on February 18th is a day to select your favorite and sip up. According to the nationalwineday.org, the idea is to promote the love and health benefits of wine. Now, fermented grapes have been a part of human existence for thousands of years and have played an important role in history, religion, and even relationships. Wine has also been known to reduce some risks of heart disease and enhance food and life. in moderation, of course. Well, happy wine day. That looks good. Dakota's already cheering up there with his famous glass. And Dakota, you're not a coffee drinker, so one would guess what is in that mug.
We don't know.
Anything could be.
ASMR moment.
Okay. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. We appreciate you tuning in to WNY News Now as we get a check of what's important and what's happening. It's always about what's happening. Good to see Randy. Good to see Cindy, Amy, Jennifer, Chris, and Brad as well. Great to see Randall, Brenda, and Jody too. Let us know what you guys are up to today in the comments down below. We love to interact with you, and if you're happening to watch this, maybe not on the live stream, I was just talking to a couple people this morning, Dakota. A lot of our viewers actually watch this later in the evening, so hello to you as well. It's kind of weird to talk to the future self, but here we are.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's like, my mom, she'll watch this in the afternoon because she watches it on the YouTube channel. Yeah. Because, if you're not familiar with our YouTube channel, we put the show and web weather and some clips up there. You should really check it out. Subscribe to it. That's a shameless plug. But, we put the show up there, and that's how my mom watches it. So on the TV, on the YouTube app for Roku.
Yeah, so certainly many ways to stay connected. And the app. I love the app. It's my favorite.
Yes.
Absolute favorite. A lot of people tuning to your forecast over the last couple of days, and it seems like nationwide the snow and cold isn't giving up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Today it's no different here.
Yeah, we've got some snow. Let's take a look at the snowfall totals through early this morning. This is what we've had so far today. 1 inch in Silver Creek, 0.08 of an inch in Fredonia, 0.06 of an inch in Kennedy, half an inch in Ishway, that's in Cattaraugus County. Here in town, 0.03 of an inch in Mayville, 0.02 of an inch. So not too much snow. We will add about an additional 1 or so more inches of snowfall on top of this. But hey, if you're loving the snow, the great place for it is the ski resorts. All the ski resorts are looking great in terms of their basis. Cockaigne up to 18 to 46, 27 to 67 there at Holiday Valley. All the surfaces are great. So this is the place to be right now. Get out those skis, get out those snowboards, and head to the ski resorts. This is the place to be with the snow and some of the colder air. We're at 22 as a noon hour right now with a southeast wind of 8, and even with a light wind, we do have a wind chill index of 13. So that's what it feels like when you step outside right now. The radar is covered in blue. It is blue. I'm blue because this is the snow that's coming in. It's widespread snow associated with a storm system, and this is not just a Western New York problem. This is a problem all across the country again. Look at this. We've got snow across portions of Texas, again, portions of Louisiana, again, Mississippi, again, and we've got more winter storm issues across the East Coast. This is where the storm system is actually tracking. We're on the eastern fringe of it, but notice how the snow follows the jet stream. We talked about that last week, how it's storm after storm following the jet stream with that deep trough. So that Show You Future Scan, brand new update to our in-house modeling. We actually now have the ability to show you the cloud cover along with the precipitation and the wind arrows. How cool is that? So, yes, I know. Only ones in the southern tier to have that. So this is brand new. So we're showing it to you for the first time here. So the widespread snow is going to continue through the day today. So it's just going to be a snowy, wintry day. We'll pick up about an additional 1 to 2 inches of accumulation. Now, as we get into tonight, there could be a few rain showers mixing in, or at least some freezing drizzle. So watch out for that for the morning commute tomorrow. There could be a couple slick spots with the freezing drizzle. And then the snow is going to continue, may mix with some sleet tomorrow. And as we head into Saturday, the snow is ultimately going to continue, but notice the clouds starting to break up here. So we may actually see some partial sunshine in between some of the snow showers on Saturday, and especially going into Sunday. So additional snowfall totals, we're looking at about an additional 1 to 2 inches. Maybe once you rise up into the hills, maybe upwards of 3 inches. But again, the hills often get the most amount of snow, but about 1 to 2, maybe upwards of 3 inches, depending on your location. So it's that who cares kind of snow, but enough snow to freshen up the snowpacks. Mid to upper 20s will do it today with light widespread snow showers through the afternoon. Now, in high definition, the next 7 days of your life, brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny, 29 tomorrow, snow and sleet through the day, 21 on Saturday, back to snow. Sunday, we know you'll like it, 32 with lots of sunshine around, 37 Monday, a wintry mix, and then we bring in a few more rain and snow showers Tuesday. We should squeak out a dry day with temperatures close to 40 next Wednesday. We'll take a break and be right back. First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smokin' deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And finally here today, a local manufacturing plant has launched a fundraiser to campaign and help raise money to deploy a bomb-sniffing dog here in Jamestown. Jamestown Police Canine Officer Eric Kraft speaking to the importance of police canines during a campaign kickoff event yesterday at Rand Machine Products on Allen Street Extension. He says that he's extremely grateful for the partnership that Jamestown Police has had with the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office, who currently allows JPD to use their bomb-sniffing canine. The 11-year canine handler, however, says the city needs a dog of its own that can be trained to specifically detect explosives as well as gun casings.
The way the world is, things have been getting very, very busy for us. And the crime rates with our gun cases that we've had have gone way up. And with the dog that I have, we don't have the opportunity to look for gun casings that maybe for shots fired or bomb threats or anything that might be going on in the community. So we've been trying to come together to come up with an idea how we can get an explosive dog for the city of Jamestown. We have one dog in the city of Jamestown, and we've got a lot of work.
Now, Kraft says the city has Canine Callie, who is specialized in narcotics. The officer, however, says that the work can be overwhelming. Company president and CEO Kurt Grimm says that his business has donated $5,000 to the campaign and will match dollar for dollar the money that's raised through several events. Certainly incredible, and we always love to see our furry friends with the badge getting some support, and it sounds like it's definitely a needed cause. Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. It's incredible, Dakota, that we're able to have the community give back in such a great way, and that's a lot of money if you think about it, especially for donations.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I'm not sure that a lot of people know is that canines with the police department are only trained in one thing. They can't be trained in multiple things. Like there's a drug sniffing dog, sometimes they'll have a gun and you know, kind of a canine that does guns and explosives, and they have a separate canine for drugs, because you know, once you train a canine, they can't be trained in multiple things. They can only be trained in one specific area.
I still think that the cutest canine JPD has is Hope. I just I follow them on Instagram, and the daily bits of hope that I get from them are incredible. If you haven't checked it out, check out JPD on Insta and Facebook. It's awesome. It's so cute, you know, and it's great to see. I think them connecting with the community, and in this case, the community giving it right back to them. So one thing that will be Here tonight is snow. We'll all be battling that.
Oh yes, we've got a little bit more snow on the way. So widespread snow showers will continue tonight, may mix with some patchy freezing drizzle overnight, so the morning commute could be a bit slick in spots, so watch out for that. 19 to 25. And by the time we head to this time next week, we could be talking about temperatures close to 40 degrees by next Wednesday.
We'll take
keep our
it.
hopes up.
Yeah, fingers crossed, everybody. Let's wish for it.
Yes.
Dakota, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's it for us today. Of course, news 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this snowy shot from above the DoubleTree in downtown Jamestown. Have a great day. Dakota and I are back tomorrow with our TGIF edition. Hope to see you then.